Welcome back from Bugeye guys. This is a drive control video orientation for your Bugeye Sprite. I'm in a right-hand drive Bugeye called Righty. Happens to be a spectacular, like a British car from Britain with proper British frog eye controls on the right side. Just a lot of fun to be sitting on the right side for a change. It's novel and cool and makes a cool Bugeye that much cooler. But anyway, we're talking today about drive controls. And this is an orientation video for the new owner of Righty and also for anybody else thinking about getting one of our cars or getting into a Bugeye so that you know how to operate it. Every control in this car, when it's set up properly, everything happens fast, and that's by design, and that's a big part of our work, is making sure it still does that. Most of these controls are no longer tight and precise, but our job is to make sure they are before the cars leave our building. And we love the fact that we get a chance to do that on most of the cars that we put together for clients, and this one's no exception. So the gas pedal here, the accelerator, is pretty quick, and the proximity to the brake pedal is really tight. I have a size 9 foot, not a problem for me, but if you've got size 14 feet, you want to make sure you practice this before you go out for a drive. The nice thing is you can heel toe, you can, apply brake and blip the throttle at the same time, but there is not a lot of space in there, so you want to be careful. We've had clients who mistake the gas pedal for the brake, and that's not good. So you need to be able to go out and practice some deceleration and panic stops and know where the pedals are. They don't move a lot and they produce a lot for a little bit of travel. That said, the brakes are not power, so you want to get comfortable pushing hard to stop harder, and you want to practice that in a parking lot as well. The clutch as well, I have clients complain that, it takes a little getting used to. It's more like a race car, not much travel. The friction point is right about there and the rest is off. So you just have a very quick clutch, which once you get used to it is a lot of fun. We have the dip switch here for my left foot. You can see it's just next to the clutch. So that's the high beam, low beam function. All right, so that's the basics for your foot pedals. Now the shifting is really a critical topic, and everybody who's watching this video, I'm assuming, is already 4-speed savvy, but these transmissions warrant a little extra training. It's really important because we must have gone through 500 broken and worn out gearboxes in the 20 years of doing this. And so you have to treat these with respect. And I will tell you that when I drive these cars, they don't grind. And that's because you have to know and get the feel of your particular gearbox. It's more like riding a horse. Every horse is different. You got to know how to operate the horse. Hopefully you have a good relationship and can do that. The car has no feelings and no personality, but if you abuse this gearbox, you will wear it out. So we want to make sure you get this right. And I can't quite, let's see if I roll a little here. The gears are not meshing. I'm going to put my foot out and see if I can get us to engage first here. There we go. I did that by rolling back just 6 inches, but sometimes when you go to put the car into gear at a stoplight, you'll have that exact experience that I just had. It won't go into gear. So what you need to do is put it into a gear you can get, let the clutch out, just move an inch, and then voila, into first gear. So that's something that's good to know about. Now I can access all 4 gears just because I move the car an inch or a few inches. So that's a tool you can use. But back to what I was really after, the key thing here is you have a non-synchro first gear. So you have to be in neutral at a standstill before it will go into first gear. I have people tell me they can get it into first gear if they do it just right. Don't do that, because you will destroy your first gear. If it grinds a little and it grinds a little and you do that 100 times, you're looking at a new gearbox. Not recommended. So come to a stop, clutch in, use a synchronized gear like second, and then it goes right into first gear. You'll see that when it's running. But the key thing that I want to, once you master that, second and then first, no problem. The next thing that I want you to be comfortable with is the 3-2 downshift. So we're doing it with left-handed here, which is fine for me. Might take other people a little to get used to that, but on a left-hand drive car where it's your right hand, it's very easy. You're going to just go from third down to second. Basic H pattern. But here's the key. You have to feel your gearbox and almost wait for the gears to allow you to engage. If you go like this, you will grind second gear and destroy second gear synchronizer. Very important. You cannot be heavy-handed. You want to develop a relationship with this gearbox. You know the gearbox, you know what it can do, you know the pace. So if you're here and you go like this, too slow. If you're here and you go like that, too fast. Okay, it's sort of boom, boom. Every one of these gearboxes, this happens to be a newly rebuilt unit, is slower than a modern Miata transmission. So you have to treat them with respect. Same with 3-4. You can, if you're in third and you go wham into fourth gear, you will beat the synchronizer, as some people say, and it will grind, and you will slowly over time destroy your gearbox. So same as the horse, you just know this horse requires that pacing, and you get great results. There is a little squeak in this ball, which we will lubricate before the car leaves. That's one of the values of our test drives. I can catch that before the car gets shipped. But I just want to make sure that we spend extra time here, because those 500 broken gearboxes, most of the time, it's preventable. If you treat your gearbox with respect, there's no reason this can't go out into the world like it is today and come back to us in 20 years in exactly the same situation and condition. And it's up to us, the drivers of these cars, to continue taking good care of those gearboxes. I'll go for a drive with you next and see if we can apply this in the field on the move. And thank you very much for watching with us today at Bugeye Guys.